Shirts on today. What does it say? It feels like a gangster. I don't think I'm a gangster, by the way. So don't judge from the shirt. I actually got it from one of my neighbors. Rest in peace. Literally like my next door neighbor across the street. Me and him were pretty tight. So what's up, guys? As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it is raining outside. So phone's getting pretty wet. Try to stretch this story out to a decent video. I don't want to just tell the story in 5 seconds. So, how you guys doing today? Let's wait to get a few people in here. Went to bed pretty late last night. It was like 3 something before I fell asleep, and then I'll say I woke up around 8:30. So I probably got like 5 hours of sleep. I'm kind of tired today. It's been like this all day. It's just been real cloudy out, raining back and forth. It poured pretty good earlier. Show y'all the road and stuff. So it didn't get like, it doesn't flood like that on this street. Like, it has to be like literally a tropical storm for it to flood over here. Now back in the day when we first moved here, it flooded pretty good, but they fixed like the pipe, like the drains and stuff. We had like really old drains when we first moved here, like 15 years ago, 16 years ago. But they fixed all that, so it doesn't flood over here anymore. I'm sure it could, though, like if it was a pretty bad tropical storm. Playing some GTA 4 right now. I was laying in bed, just kind of reminiscing the old days, so I got a few ideas of what the next videos are going to be. I don't know, I just felt like kind of telling this story today, because it didn't really end too bad in my favor. There's some stories that are going to be coming up, by the way, that do end a little bad in my favor. Because, I've lost some fights too. Not this one, but I've lost some fights, and I've went to the box a couple times. I've had my game time taken away. I've gotten caught with the cell phone. So, we got some stories coming up here, but this one in particular, it was with a dude named Red. Red was a couple inches taller than me, but he was pretty much skin and bone. Like, I'm talking, he's probably like 6 feet tall, because I'm 5'10". But Red was a good 120, 125, maybe 130, because granted, he was a couple inches taller than me, so we'll say maybe like 130. But he was just straight fiending. And me and Red didn't really talk like that. We wasn't homeboys. We wasn't cool. We wasn't, we wasn't nothing. But we get back from chow. It's lunchtime. And during this time, it was one of those times I just didn't really have anybody looking out for me. And so what I would do in these situations is I would bring some food back to the dorm. Maybe I'd bring like a little sandwich bag with me, and I'd put like something in it. And I brought a cookie back, because they give you sugar cookies and stuff. I brought a cookie back. And I go to the dorm, I remember I had to use the bathroom really bad, so I had to take a leak. What's up, Carolina? What's up, what's up? And I put you ain't bringing your food in the bathroom, right? Normal person, prison or not, I don't bring food in the bathroom. So I remember, like, I had to take a leak real bad. So I just put the cookie down on my bed, and that was that. I went to go take a leak. No, you're good. I'm doing a video right now, so come on, baby. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I remember putting the cookie down, go to take a leak, and I come back, cookie's gone. The freaking cookie's gone. Now, I'm not really, like, mad, you know what I mean? Yeah, I wanted the cookie and all, but I'm not like, mad about it. Hold on, there's people coming. What made me mad was that people are coming up to me, you know? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Show y'all what's going on. What's up, bro? What's up? And what made me mad was my dog Gibson, and I'll tell you guys another story one of these days here with Gibson, because me and him fought too. Gibson, my dog at the time, comes up to me and he's like, bro, you know Red took that cookie off your bunk, right? And I'm like, what? Red did it? And, you know, I'm not surprised, but I'm like, oh, you know, he's got some guts, you know? Oh, boy. Hey, hey, hey. Her name's Bayla. And so, you know, now I'm a little irritated because this is the problem. Someone stealing from you in prison is a big no. And if someone else sees it happen, in prison language, that means you have to do something about it. So, all this over a cookie, by the way. You know, Gibson tells me, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, you know. And I'm watching Red, you know. I'm watching Red. He's smoking a cigarette, smoking a little dope stick with his buddies. I'm just trying to, just watch him. See what his reaction's like, you know. He's not really trying to look at me. So, all right, that's already another red flag. I got 2 other guys now telling me that Red stole a cookie from my bed. And yeah, that's what we're telling right now. We're telling a prison story. And I just got out a year ago. And so I'm like, all right, I got 3 people coming up to me telling me that this dude stole something off my bed. Something as small as a cookie. And, you know, who cares, right? But prison language, that means you have to do something about it. So I confront Red. Yeah, I wait till Red's done smoking, and I just go right to his bunk, straight up, right to his bunk. And I'm like, hey, bro, what's good? And he's like, what's up? They call me Metzel. You know, Metzel is one of my last names. I got 2 last names. He's like, what's up, Metzel? And I'm like, I got people telling me you took something off my bunk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already in his face, and he's like, bro, you don't need to be getting in my face like that. And I just picked him up and slammed him, bro. So it kind of backfired at first, but not really. Remember, I said this dude's real frail looking, real skinny. So, like, I've already been in prison for about a year now. I'm already in pretty decent shape. I'm hitting the bars every day, and I'm eating a lot of food, So I'm already like a good 170 right now. And I just charged at him because I'm already in his face, so I didn't have to like run and charge. I just charged, picked him up. I tried to slam him on the ground, but we're in between the bunks, so I just slammed him into the bunk, kind of shifted, and he's trying to get out of it, and then I just tackle him to the ground basically, and just start pounding his face in. Come on, baby. Look at this. I'm over here trying to tell y'all a story, and she's just trying to eat whatever. Come on, baby. Get out of there. I don't even know what that is. Looks like rice. What is that? And so, come on, get out of the rice. Get out of there. Get out of there. Nasty. Get out of there. You just ate. And so, we're on the ground. He's trying to, hit me and get me off of him. I'm hitting him. You know what I'm saying? It got broken up pretty quick. People just started, coming in and circling us in, so you couldn't really see anything anyways, because everyone's already, trying to get in it, but someone pulled me off of him. And I forgot his name. It was a bigger dude. Bigger white dude. Older guy. And, it's telling me that's enough, Not telling me that's enough, but, trying to, hey, man, chill the fuck out. Excuse my language, chill out type of deal, And so I split him pretty good. I didn't give him no black eye or nothing. That's another story one day. It really wasn't even like a fight. like I said, it was just a simple fact that I got multiple people telling me this guy stole something off of my bunk. So at that point, I had no choice but to do something about it. So what happens is, you have to think about it like this. If 3 people come up to you and tell you someone stole something off your bed, that means at least a good 15 people probably seen it. And then the word's going to get spread around, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are just going to start telling people. But what they're going to say is, and what they're going to think is that, oh, that dude stole something off of his bunk, but he didn't do anything about it. That's where the problem lies. Come on, baby. We're not going in there. We ain't going in there. Come on. Come on. We're not going in there. That's where the problem lies. And like I said, I've already been in prison for a little over, about a year. A little under a year, or a little over a year at this time. And what's up, Braden? And so I'm already knowing how prison works at this point. Because one thing about prison, you're going to learn real quick if you don't know how it works. You're going to learn real quick, and I had to learn quick. And so, come on, baby, we're on a dangerous street right now. I don't want to be on this road. Not with you. You're too unpredictable. Come on. We need to get out of that yard, like I told you, and we need to go to the next street over. Come on. Let's go. Hey, get over here. Get over here. Let's go. Got rice hanging out her mouth and everything. Come on. So yeah, like I said, I hope none of you guys ever go to prison. Yeah, that's always going to be something I say in these videos. I hope everyone lives a straight and narrow life. I know that nobody's perfect, but I hope at least none of you guys go to prison. Because if you're ever in a situation where someone steals something from you, and no matter, even if you don't want, because I didn't want to fight this dude. I knew I had him. I had the confidence to just charge at him and slam him. That's like the worst thing you could ever do in a fight. You can't just charge at people and slam people. People are going to put you in some kind of weird headlock and then take you down. Or, the worst thing you could do is charge at someone. But since I had the confidence to do that, I'm sure some of it was anger too, because I was pretty angry when it happened. I mean, it wasn't like that, but I just mentally, didn't want to fight this dude because I'm not trying to mess up my game time, bro. I'm not trying to, go raise my custody level and get transferred to a worse camp. I'm at a work camp right now, so it's not really that bad a time, you know what I mean? It sucks, but I don't want to fight anybody, you know what I mean? But that's how it works in prison. And there's a code. And basically, there's an unspoken code in prison. Stealing equals consequence. If you steal from someone and they catch you, they have to fight you, or you're soft. That's how other prisoners think, because they're messed up in the head. It doesn't mean you're soft because you don't want to fight over a cookie. But in prison terms, with these types of people, because you're dealing with so many scumbags that are trying to one-up you on something because they're all trying to smoke dope and get high, excuse my language, if they find out that you did not do something about it, they're going to try to one-up you. And once I started fighting people in prison, that's when things just stopped kind of happening, It would be with newer people that didn't know the background history of what I've already done or been through. They haven't seen it for themselves. Not that I'm this crazy professional fighter. You don't have to be that in prison. As long as you get in the paint and you're getting some hits in and you got heart, you're going to be treated differently. I promise you. You don't got to win every fight. I've lost a few fights, a good few fights in prison. And no one ever looked down on me over it, If anything, I got more positive feedback from fights that I lost than fights that I won, because people would just come up to me and say, hey, bro, you still got heart, you got in the paint, that's what matters, and all this and that. And That's all it is, man. But you could come into a situation like that because there's always going to be a few people in your dorm that are junkies, and they're going to be smoking that stuff I've been talking about in the past couple videos that they call it mop. And I'm telling you, it takes over. It's like any other hardcore stimulant upper drug. It just grabs you mentally and sucks you into its nasty, evil, unrighteousness of a path. And hold on, guys, my dog's taking a dump. I gotta clean it up. And so, give me 10 seconds. He's in the neighbor's yard. But don't go too far in that yard. Hey! I said don't go too far. What are you doing? Get out of there. Look at that, you're freaking soaked now. No. Get over here. Get over here. What the heck, dude? Listen. Sorry, guys. She didn't try to... She knows when I drop the leash to, like, stay there. She ran all the way up to the front door. She just ran all the way to the front door, dude. You're such a bad girl today. Yeah, you. You're being a bad girl. Oh, my goodness. What were we talking about? So, yes. So, my bad, guys. There's always going to be a few people in the dorm that they're just total addicts. And a person that's in a full-blown addiction is not in a clear conscience of a mind. Because normal people just don't take a cookie off of somebody's bed, you know? Like, normal people don't think like that. These people smoke this stuff, and they just start... There's just no normalcy into their mindset anymore. You know what I mean? There's no normalcy in their mindset anymore. They start, the stuff that they come up with in their heads and they start acting upon, it makes sense to them at the time, but to a normal conscience, it's going to make zero sense. You know, I'll give you an example. People that break into homes, robbers. Now, you got a certain crowd that is really like that. They want to break into stuff. They want to take your stuff. But the majority of people that are robbing, they're going to get popped with a drug charge too, you know? Or they just didn't have the drug on them and they had to steal something so they could get a good amount of it. You're going to see a lot of opiate users, and you're going to see a lot of crank users. I got to use certain words here. I don't want to get flagged. So, and I'm talking about the downers because they get more expensive. And then when people get on that fast stuff, it just gets their mind totally out of control and they just start stealing stuff. So that's how that works. But, you know, they don't really have no options. So they go to stealing. This dude that I ended up fighting with and sadly had to beat up, he either wanted to just take it because whatever he just, I don't know, maybe he thought I was soft. People can always have a wrong perception of you. People can always have a wrong perception of you. Perspective and perception. I always forget it. You have to pronounce it differently. People can have a wrong perception of you. And so, it is what it is. When I first went to prison, I'm telling you guys, I was so green. I was so green. I got in a fight like my first month and got beat up pretty good too. That was, it was a black guy. I don't remember his name. Anyways, I got beat up pretty bad that first fight. And, that didn't even humble me yet. I was just so mad and angry at the world and always carrying this wrong energy, this negative energy around me. And I was just so mad that I just signed 3 years of my life away. I kept getting into more fights and more fights, you know? And I ended up even going in the box. And I'm gonna say I don't really want to get too much into detail. I want to make like separate videos about this stuff, but it be like that, bro. When you sign years of your life away, it's a life-changing experience mentally. I felt like a huge weight was around me, and it was probably depression. 'Cause I've heard that term, like when you get super depressed, you get like a weight around you. That's how I felt when I signed. Everything felt like it was forced. Felt like I was forcing myself to do everything I was doing. And I was angry all the time. So it was easy for me to snap. Yeah, one thing about me, I never backed down from a fight in prison. Not one time. I've lost a good few. I've been in a total of 13. 9 full blown out fights. And 13 altogether. Because some of them were just like a few hits or a takedown. And, it either got separated or nothing happened or whatever. But I've never backed down. And that was one thing that I was told, by my bunkies at the time. We were sitting in the jail cell, but we were in the prison dorm. And the prison dorm in our jail is a little different because they actually put you in a real cell, like when you first get there. And, you're going to be sharing the cell with 2 other guys, 1 on the floor and 2 on a bunk. And so, both these guys already been to prison. One of them used to actually be a dealer when I was all strung out. And he just told me, like, just don't back down. Always have heart. You don't got to win. You just got to have heart. And you don't always want to lose either, because I've seen a dude, like, always lose a fight, and then he gets picked on. I've seen that happen. If you look malnourished and you look like you're on dope, you're going to get people trying you. They're going to disrespect you. That's just what it is. It's looked down upon to do drugs, and especially to look like you do drugs in prison. It's just sad. I mean, think about it. So people look down on that. And if you just keep losing fights, it is what it is. People are going to know that. And it goes from, oh, he's got heart to, oh, he always gets his butt kicked. And then people are going to try you like that. And a lot of people that can't fight join a gang. This is real talk. Gangs are looked at as, oh, don't mess with that guy. Gangs are looked at as tough guy, and scary looking and tattoos and all this and that. So the people that are actually scared to fight end up joining the gang because they need protection. And it's not even that they're going to get protected. They'll get protected. Because if you start a fight with one, you're starting a problem with multiple people, And, oh, okay. That's what's up, Braden. Heck yeah, dude. And, the people that don't want to fight and that can't fight, they're going to join that gang because they know there's less of a chance that someone's going to start a problem with them. I've never really seen too many gang members fight. Not where I was at. People that claim the gang, but I'm talking prison gang members. People that are acting upon their gang, that are working with the gang. They're doing drops and doing jobs for the gang. Because it's more than just taking out people, It's always, everything's based on money. Just like the real world. A lot of people just base their lives on money. Same thing in prison. People base their lives on making food and getting money sent to their Cash App and getting drops. And there's people really making thousands of dollars a week in prison. That's true. That's 100% truth. There's people making money in prison. Now, it's not a lot of them at no work camp. It ain't a lot of them. But there's a good few people of them. No, 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 no. Because if you're really living like that, it comes with a lot of time when you get caught up. Because that's a lot of dope. And yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, I'll give you a perspective. Let's say someone gets a prescription of Suboxone every month for free. We're talking Florida. We're talking for free. You go to the hospitals, you do their little patient programs, you get into a program, you do your drug tests, you do your classes, you got to make whatever program you're in, you got to make the program more money. So let's say you're getting a prescription of Suboxone every month. Let's say you start out at 60 strips, which are worth 10 to 15 a piece on the street. $10. In prison, one strip goes from $50 a piece or $100 broken down. So let me tell you something. You get your dosage upped one. Let's say you get 90 strips a month now. Do the math. If the wife is getting 90 strips a month, she keeps maybe 10 to herself because she breaks them down into smaller pieces and makes it last throughout the month. Let's say she puts 80 on a piece of paper and some legal mail. She types out and prints out a bunch of stuff. It's well known that the inmate is dealing with stuff with his lawyer, and legal mail is coming in once a month, every month, at a different date. One of those pieces of paper has 80 strips. Boom. Little bit of water. Stick it to the bottom of the piece of paper somewhere. And there's like staples. Can't have staples. One strip, break it down, $100. You just sent 80 in. That's $8,000. But let's say you're selling them all for $50 a piece. That's $4,000. So if both your parents make about $1,000 a week together, that one little prescription just made $1,000 in a week. And if you break it down, $2,000. I'm just giving you an example. This is real life stuff that happens. They don't talk about this in these videos, but this is real life stuff that happens in prison. And it's easy. But is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk? Can you trust this person to not mess up the money? Can everyone has to send that money over to your Cash App and not get caught on the calls. So they're going on what they call a jack, which is the cell phone. It can be done though. There's people really doing this stuff. And so that's just one example. They got this chemical spray. I don't want to talk too much and act like I'm promoting substances because I'm not, and I don't want to glorify them, but they make these sprays you can spray on paper, and that's what the new K2 is. That's what all that stuff is. They call it the deadly, they call it black in prison. But you hear about prison K2, it's just a chemical, a legal chemical. And if it's illegal, it comes from the dark web. They just spray it all over the legal paperwork, and get it sent in, man. They break down the little pieces. A card goes for $50, so you take your prison ID and you put it to that piece of paper, cut off that piece, and you sell that piece for $50. If it's potent enough, which it will be, because it's sprayed good. It's all, it's not simple, but I promise it ain't that simple, because it comes with a lot of risk. Maybe you'll get away with it once or twice. I don't recommend it. Oh, okay. Where are you at? Where were you at in Florida? 'Cause I'm over here in Pasco. when I get in, give me like 1 minute because I gotta dry her off. She stepped in a giant puddle. And she's real bad, guys. And so people like to feed him. He said I was like 5 at the time. Oh, okay, okay. I'm doing the heist mission. Packy right now. So see, I got a lot of. So that's pretty. And